On January 20th, 2025, Donald J. Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. This marked the beginning of his second term, a rare feat in American political history. The inauguration ceremony, typically a grand outdoor event held on the steps of the U.S. Capitol, took on a different form this time. The weather in Washington, D.C. was bitterly cold, forcing the event indoors. The decision to move the inauguration indoors was unprecedented. Never before had such a significant event been relocated due to weather conditions. An Arctic blast had gripped the Capitol, bringing with it the coldest temperatures in 40 years. The streets were blanketed in snow, and the icy winds made it nearly impossible to stay outside for long. Safety concerns for both participants and spectators were paramount. The extreme cold posed a risk of frostbite and hypothermia, making it essential to find a safer location. The ceremony was therefore relocated to the more climate-controlled environment of the U.S. Capitol building. This decision ensured that the event could proceed without compromising anyone's well-being. Despite the change in venue, the inauguration retained its significance. The grandeur and solemnity of the occasion were preserved, even within the walls of the Capitol. It symbolized the peaceful transfer of power, a cornerstone of American democracy. The indoor setting did not diminish the historical importance of the event, which continued to inspire hope and unity. The day before the inauguration, January 18, 2025, was a night of stark contrasts in the nation's capital. The city was alive with anticipation and tension, as two very different events unfolded simultaneously. At Trump National Golf Club in nearby Sterling, Virginia, the president-elect hosted a lavish private party. The venue was adorned with opulent decorations, and the atmosphere was one of celebration and triumph. The event was attended by prominent figures in the Republican Party. Senators, congressmen, and influential donors mingled, discussing the future and the new administration's plans. Meanwhile, in the heart of Washington, D.C., thousands gathered to voice their opposition to the incoming administration. The streets were filled with chants, signs, and a palpable sense of urgency. The protests were a visible reminder of the deep political divisions that continued to grip the country. As the night wore on, the contrast between the celebration in Virginia and the contention in D.C. became even more stark, highlighting the challenges that lay ahead for the nation. Among the notable guests present at the pre-inauguration celebration were familiar faces from Trump's inner circle. These individuals, who had been with him through thick and thin, gathered to show their unwavering support. The atmosphere was filled with a sense of camaraderie and anticipation, as everyone knew that this was just the beginning of a significant journey. Melania Trump, the former First Lady, stood by her husband's side. Her poised demeanor and elegant presence were a testament to her role as a supportive partner. She exchanged smiles and brief conversations with the guests, adding a touch of grace to the event. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin and his wife Suzanne also attended. They mingled with other guests, sharing their thoughts and hopes for the future. The couple's presence highlighted the political alliances and friendships that had been forged over the years, along with Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. His attendance was a clear indication of the new administration's direction and the key players who would shape its policies. Vance engaged in deep discussions, signaling his readiness to take on his new role. The mood at the golf club was celebratory, with laughter and cheerful conversations filling the air. Guests enjoyed the luxurious setting, indulging in fine food and drinks. It was a moment of respite and joy before the responsibilities of governance would take over. A stark contrast to the tension and anticipation felt in the streets of Washington, D.C. outside the celebratory bubble. The city was abuzz with speculation and uncertainty. People gathered in groups, discussing the potential changes and challenges that lay ahead. As fireworks lit up the sky over the golf course, the night was filled with a sense of wonder and excitement. The dazzling display was a fitting end to the evening, symbolizing the beginning of a new era. It was clear that the nation was on the precipice of a new and potentially tumultuous chapter. The celebration was a brief moment of calm before the storm, a time to reflect on the past and look forward to the future with hope and determination.